Welcome, Ganja Yogis. This is Javi from Green Magic Yoga, recording from Chile on the 5th region. Behind me is Valparaíso. We have today an oceanic practice. We're going to get a little bit into play and flow. And if you like to invite your cannabis to the practice, go ahead and bring that in. And let's get started on a simple cross-legged position. As you get into your mat, go ahead and adjust your sitting, moving side to side, perhaps back and forth a few times until you find your balance so that you can push both sit bones equally down. From there, we'll take a soft gaze down to the ground or close our eyes. We'll begin to lengthen the spine one vertebra at a time. And once you reach the heart, go ahead and lift it up, letting the shoulders roll all the way back and down, away from the ears. The chin comes a little bit in, so the back of the neck lengthens. Inhale from the sit bones all the way up to the crown, lift. And as you exhale, breathe that breath all the way down back to the earth. We begin to invite our breath to go a little slower and deeper. Allowing ourselves a few moments to land in our body, in our practice. Perhaps today you invite that yogic breath with a little constriction on the back of the throat, inviting that oceanic quality. You might imagine today the sound of the waves, a gentle movement of the sea. Perhaps today you allow yourself to invite a little movement into that stillness. Shoulders come all the way to the right, and as you inhale, bring the shoulders all the way forward and to the left. With an exhale, complete that circle all the way back. Invite a few more of this as you wake up the hips. And notice what you notice in your body. No judgment, but observing. And slowly begin to switch the directions. For our practice today, invite that curiosity. Like you're meeting your body and yourself for the very first time. Or perhaps you're meeting an old friend that you haven't seen for a while. Slowly again switch sides. This time bring your heart all the way forward as you inhale, and as you exhale, gentle curve on the upper back, chin to chest. A few more of these. Switch in sides on that last exhale. Begin to make your way back to center, to that tall spine, back to stillness. Now let the hands be released to the sides, palms facing up. As you inhale, reach out through the fingertips, lengthening through the arms and chest. Hands touch, and as you exhale, trace the hands through the forehead, the nose, the lips, and the heart. Inhale to reach, stretch. And exhale, find your center. Take 3 more of these. Last one, reach, perhaps open the mouth. As you inhale, stick the tongue out as you exhale. Nice. Hands to the knees. With an inhale, lift the heart, roll the shoulders back and down, look all the way up. Point the chin up to the sky, lengthen through the throat. And exhale, curve the upper back, chin to chest, head heavy here. Inhale to look up. And exhale to release. And find that flow and invite the waves into your spine as you take a few more. Inviting that oceanic energy as you let yourself flow. Find your way back to center, tall spine. With the help of your hands, switch your legs. Whichever leg was in front comes back. Whichever was back comes to the front, and adjust your sit bones. Find your balance here. Navel to the spine as you lengthen and grow taller. And we'll open the hands to the sides. Hands align with the hips. Land on your fingertips. Release that right shoulder to the right ear. And then notice that left shoulder as you relax it down. And imagine pushing your fingertips down into the warm sand. Just a little bit. Notice that yummy stretch. The choice is to stay here or to bring that right hand to the left ear for a gentle aid. No need to force or push anything. It's just providing that support. That invitation to stay here, or perhaps that right hand comes to the shoulder, the neck, the jaw for a little massage. A little self-massage. Last 2 breaths. And slowly we'll release. Find our way back to center and switch sides. Left ear, left shoulder. Release that right shoulder down as you dig those right fingertips into the sand. Find that stretch. The choice is to stay here or bring that left hand to that right ear for support. You might stay here, these might be enough. Or if you'd wish, invite that massage. Shoulder, neck, jaw. Last 2 deep breaths. Slowly we'll release. Hands to the knees. Invite some circles with the shoulders as we wake them up. Invite those circles forward. Try some head rolls as you slowly look all the way up and down a few times. Switching sides, seeking balance. And slowly releasing. We'll find our way down into hands and knees. Allow yourself to move really slow and intentionally. Wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. Navel in as you engage shoulder blades. Push them up to the sky. You can close your eyes if you wish to fully notice sensations. Inhale, lift the tail, lift the heart, the gaze, drop the belly. And exhale, curve the upper back, tuck the tail under, chin to chest, lift the shoulder blades. Waves, inhale, look up. And exhale, release. Find 5 more of these. You might stay with the waves, or some of you might begin to connect to that play energy as you make the cat and cows your own. Playing with hips and shoulders. Finding what feels good for that last one. We'll meet back in our table. We're gonna curve the back toes under. We're gonna play doing some crab crawls for these. Inhale to lift the knees. You might stay here, this might be enough. But if you wanna play, get a little bit of adventure here, let's invite our little crab to crawl forward as you move a hand and a foot, whichever way makes sense to you. Perhaps you move all the way back. Switch, going forth and back as you keep the knees lifted. Last 2 breaths. And slowly releasing the knees to the earth. We'll let the knees open up as wide as the mat. The toes come to touch, hips to the heels. We'll bring the forehead down. You can always invite pillows on top of the heels to get the knees a little bit off support. You can roll the head side to side or wiggle the hips. Connecting again to that oceanic quality of the breath, yogic breath. You can always come down to child's pose if you need to rest, to catch up with your breath. Now it's always available. We'll inhale back to hands and knees, adjusting as needed. And then letting hands walk 2 or 3 inches forward. Curve the back toes under. We'll get ready for our first down dog. As you lift the knees, push the hips up and back. Keep the knees bent as you find that length. Lift the hips higher. With an exhale, extend the legs, drop the heels. You might bend one knee and then the other. Giving the thighs and calves even a nice stretch. Release the neck as you shake the head. Yes, shake the head. No. One more breath. And slowly the knees will come down as wide as the hips. We'll release the toes and come to a child's pose. This time open the elbows a little bit wider. Let the hands come to touch. Forehead down, and we'll inhale the hands all the way up and back in prayer. You might imagine your hands and the shape as the shape of a shark. You might stay here for a few breaths. And the next option is to stay here or to release the arms all the way to the ground. Glide them to your back, bringing the hands by the sacrum as you interlace fingers. You're gonna reach your hands back and up as you begin to lift the arms. Notice your range here. Another shark shape. Last 2 breaths. And we'll slowly release the hands, bring them beneath the shoulders. Let the hands then reach forward, stretch, lengthen, and with an inhale, we'll find our way back into a table. Hands 2 or 3 inches forward. We'll curve the back toes, and again, come to down dog. Lift the hips, bring them high into the sky as you lengthen the spine, and exhale to straighten the legs. Lower the heels. Welcome to stay in stillness or bend one knee and the other. Shake the head, yes. Shake the head, no. We'll bend the knees and bring the gaze to the front in between our hands. We'll begin to slowly walk the feet forward, behind the wrists. And as you arrive there, keep the knees generously bent. You might work on your balance, and if you feel like you're there, you might bring the hands to the opposite elbow. Might sway side to side a few times. my pulse hanging heavy. I'm pulsing up and down a few times, noticing how that feels. We'll slowly release the hands. And keeping the knees bent, we'll begin to come all the way up, one vertebra at a time, taking as much time as you need. Head comes last. And as you get there into a standing pose, make it active, a mountain pose. Hands to the sides. We'll roll the pinky fingers the way out, letting the shoulders and shoulder blades be released down, lengthening through the crown, grounding through the feet for a mountain pose, or perhaps imagining that starfish shape. Navel in. Inhale from the feet through the spine up to the crown. And exhale from the crown all the way down to the soles of the feet, the earth. We'll take 2 deep breaths. Inviting ourselves to connect to nature's energy, natural rhythms and flow. We'll gently release shoulders and arms and keep our feet hip-width distance. You can lift the toes to balance yourself. The knees gently bend for balance. We'll invite some waves in our spine. We'll inhale the arms all the way up. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Lift the heart. Perhaps you might look all the way up if that feels good. You might stay here or perhaps push the hips forward as you lift the heart. Bend the knees to exhale. Bring the arms and the heart forward and down. Perhaps you touch the earth. Inhale and like a wave, lift. Lift the heart, the gaze, hips forward. And exhale, release. Find your rhythm here. It can be gentle waves, it can be huge waves. Make them your own. Find the last 3 breaths. Last one. We'll come our back into standing with the hands on the hips. Bring the weight of your body to that right foot and right leg. Keep a micro bend on the knees, and you can give little step backwards or one big step backward. Let the foot be 90 degrees as you let the hips open wide. If you feel wobbly, you can open your stance to get a little bit more balance. Then notice your knee. Let it be aligned with the hip. Perhaps that means bring the knee a little bit forward or back. Keep that knee straight. You can close the stance if needed. hips and shoulders to the side. And then fix that knee. You should be able to see that big thumb. As you get there, inhale, open up the arms, reach. Release through shoulders and shoulder blades. Your gaze forward. Perhaps your mat is now a surfboard as you surf and navigate. 5 deep breaths. Warrior or surfer too. Deep breaths. Slowly, we'll release the hands. We'll straighten that front leg. Let both feet look forward, and we'll make a line with our heels. If that's not happening, go ahead and adjust. Let the toes come a little bit in. Micro bend on the knees for balancing. From here, hands to the hips. We'll inhale the heart forward and down. Perhaps your hands stay on your hips. Perhaps you release the arms down and get a block for support. Perhaps your hands touch the earth. Wherever you're at, find your breath. We're bringing our hearts forward and down. The hips and the heels aligned, so stacked in a line. You might stay here and breathe. Some of you might enjoy bringing that right hand right beneath their faces. And then inhaling the left arm all the way up as the gaze comes up for a twist. Notice where you're at. You can always keep that hand on the hip. Last 2. And sweet sides. Left hand beneath our face. Right hand to the hip. Or right hand all the way up to the sky. Long line of energy between both arms. Gaze up to the sky. Last 2. And exhale, slowly releasing. Hands to the hips, soft bend on the knees. Inhale, lift the heart all the way up and back. We'll notice that left foot as you bring it forward. We'll keep that right foot aligned, and if you're wobbly, go ahead and open up your stance, make them wider. We'll bend that right knee, find that alignment, knee and heel stocked. Notice your hips as you bring the hips and shoulders forward, and then notice that left inner knee. Gonna make it go straight forward. You might see your big thumb there. We'll open up the arms, releasing the shoulders down. Gaze forward. Deep breaths. Warrior 2. Inner surfer energies as you find your balance. Last 3 deep breaths. Hands to the hips. We'll fix the toes as you bring both toes forward. Align the heels in one line. Gentle bend on the knee. This time hands come all the way behind your back. Interlace the fingers here. See if you can keep the heels of the hand touching, and if not, keep the wrists aligned. Roll the shoulders back and down as you push the hands back and down. Lift the heart. Inhale, bring the heart all the way forward. Arms come all the way up and back. Find your balance, moving really slowly. Deep breaths. Hips pushing up to the sky as you ground through the feet. Last 3. And slowly we'll release the arms down. And we'll bring the hands all the way to the top of our mat as we pivot that right foot. Hands to the ground as you find your way to a down dog. Pushing with hands, lifting hips. Shake the head yes. Shake the head no. You can stay here in down dog, or you can come to a child's pose to rest. Wherever you're at today, 5 deep breaths. And everybody, when you're ready, knees to the ground, and we'll find our way to a short shavasana, bringing hips to the side, rolling all the way to your backs. Let the legs spread out wide, as wide as the mat. Toes fall out, heels in. Arms by the side, palms facing up. Eyes will close. As you find your way to your own depths, that ocean energy perhaps might visit. Navigate deep within, breathing in and breathing out. Last 5 deep breaths here. We'll wiggle fingertips and toes. When you feel ready, beginning to wake up the body. Bring one knee and then the other to the chest and give ourselves a hug. Might roll side to side, releasing through the lower back. Let the hands come behind the thighs. We'll begin to rock back and forth, real slow at the beginning, or a spinal massage, and we'll roll. Perhaps you begin to gain some momentum, that play energy, and we'll see if we can get right into a boat. So engaging the abs, keeping the legs lifted parallel from the ground. 5 more rolls. Let's try it in 3, in 2. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the legs, find that balance here. If you fall, you can just get right back. Get a little bit of play today. Shoulders back and down, heart lifted. You're welcome to stay here or bring the arms to the sides. Lift the heart. Stay here or lift the arms up into a V. Palms look at each other. Wherever you're at, we're staying for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Soles of the feet to the ground, and we'll slowly roll all the way back. Let the heels come closer to the buttocks. Perhaps you adjust the lower back, lifting the hips a tiny little bit and dropping them back down. Hands into cactus, so bend the elbows, palms facing up. As you let the shoulders and chest relax. We'll drop both knees first to the right. Left knee pushes forward and down. You might stay here. These might be plenty for today. Or perhaps you like to go for a full body twist. Bring the gaze to the left. Last 3. Gaze returns to center, knees returns to center. We'll let both knees drop to the left. This time right knee insists forward and down. Stay here, bring your gaze to the right. 3 breaths. And the gaze and the knees return back to center. And from here, we'll release the hands to the side. Come all the way up. Bringing the hands with the fingertips pointing forward. You might adjust, bringing the hips a little bit backwards. Some of us might prefer rolling the fingertips all the way out. Notice what feels best. I like to point them forward. We're going to go for a reverse table or reverse crab. if you like to think about it like that. Elbows pointing back, shoulders release. We'll inhale to lift the hips all the way up. Lift the heart. Let the gaze come up. See if you can release on the neck. Keep lifting the hips. Deep breaths. You might stay here. Some of you might see if they can make their crabs walk a tiny little bit, moving really slow. One more big breath. And slowly we'll release the hips back to the earth. Lift the hands and shake the wrists. Roll the wrists a few times to one side and then the other. We'll straighten the legs. Perhaps that squishy part of the body moves to the side if you want to sit on the sit bones. From here, if you're curving the spine like me, you can use your hands to lift the heart. Roll the shoulders back and down, gentle bend on the elbows. Tall spine. Inhale, lift the arms. Engage and flex the toes. Exhale, heart forward, forward, head down, hands to shins, ankles, or outer edges of the feet. Wherever you landed, inhale to look forward, lift the heart. Exhale, heart forward, head down. Release through the neck. Soften the face, especially the mouth, the jaw. Can unhinge the jaw side to side. Last 3 deep cycles. And then slowly release. Right foot outside of that left knee. Hands to the shins to help you lift the heart. Shoulders back and down. Flex the toes of that left foot. Let that left arm hug that right knee. Inhale the right arm all the way up and exhale, big circle back. Hand aligned with the sacrum. Inhale to lengthen. Lift through the crown. Exhale, twist. Look back over that right shoulder. Most of us will stay here. Perhaps others might enjoy bringing that left elbow outside of that right knee. Palm facing to the side. Nice wave. Can give the eyes a little love, stretching even the eye muscles here as you bring your gaze all the way back. Last 3 breaths. And exhale, slowly release. And we'll go for our second side. Gonna let that left foot outside of that right knee. Activate the toes. Flex the foot. Lift the heart. Shoulders release. And this time right arm hugs that left knee. Left arm comes all the way up. Exhale, big circle back. Hand aligned with sacrum. Landing on fingertips. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Look back. Deep breaths. You might include your eyes on this side too. Bring the gaze further back even. You might stay here or right elbow outside of left knee. Palm to the side, fingers spread. Last 3. Slowly releasing, gaze forward. We'll straighten both legs one more time parallel. Activate the toes, and then if you're curving, use your hands. Get that nice length. When ready, inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, heart forward, forward, head down. Hands to shins, ankles, or feet. Inhale to look forward, lengthen. Exhale, heart forward, head down. Last 3 cycles. And slowly, slowly release. Come all the way back into our backs. Soles of the feet come to the mat. You might adjust the lower back, gently lifting the hips a tiny little bit and dropping them back down. Heels close to the buttock, feet parallel. We'll bring that right ankle outside, left thigh. Pushing that right knee forward, opening the hip. Lots of choices. You can stay here and activate, flex the right toes. That might be enough. You might enjoy lifting that left leg, hands coming below the thigh, perhaps fingers interlace. You might use that right elbow and that right inner thigh to help that knee open up. Every exhale, releasing knees towards the chest, softening shoulders. You might stay here or explore micro movements as you sway side to side gently. The hips. Three more deep breaths. We'll keep the legs just as they are without changing the legs. We'll open the arms back into cactus, elbows bend 90 degrees, palms facing up, shoulders soften. We'll let that right foot drop to that left side. Keeping that right knee pushing forward and out. Might stay here or bring your gaze to the right, full body twist. Breathing slower and deeper. We begin to prepare our bodies for deeper relaxation. Last 3. Gaze returns to center. Both knees back to the chest. Give yourself a hug. Rock side to side a few times. And we'll try second side, releasing both feet down. And this time left ankle outside of that right thigh, pushing that left knee forward. You might stay here, you might lift that right leg, hand come beneath the thigh. Flex the left toes, protecting the joint. Exhales, helping knees soften to the chest. Relax the shoulders, stay here. Or micro movements, rock side to side. We'll keep the legs just as they are, finding stillness and then releasing arms by the side in cactus, elbows bent, palms facing up. And this time right foot comes, left sole of the foot comes all the way to the right. Let that left knee continue to open as you push it out and forward. Stay here, full body twist, gaze comes to the left. Last 5 cycles. Gaze returns to center, both knees to the chest. Give yourself a hug. Rock side to side. Finding stillness. To come to happy baby as you let the knees come apart, the feet lift. Heels are stuck with knees, and hand can support coming to ankles or outer edges of the feet. Let the shoulders drop down to the mat. Might rock side to side. If it feels safe and available, you might extend one leg. And then the other. Perhaps both legs straighten. Last 3 breaths here. As you're ready here, we'll release the arms and legs, coming straight to Shavasana. So you let the legs open up wide, feet as wide as the mat, toes coming out. The lips, the eyes gently closed. Nothing else to do here. Nowhere else to go. Let go of the breath. Let go of the body. Navigating that inner space and flowing through, finding all your depth. You might imagine the sound of the waves, of a calm and big ocean. Breathing in, breathing out. You're welcome to stay here for as long as you wish. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today. Thanking Cannabis Sativa for showing up in this space. Thank you, thank you, thank you.